Hey friends, Miss Cat here, and I am here at the Lent Garden. Today we are going to be talking about the life cycle of a plant. So just like people, plants grow and change over time. Can you think of anything that you can do now that you couldn't do when you were a baby? Yeah, so plants are also able to do different things at different stages of their life. Let's take a closer look at the life cycle of a plant. So most plants start out as a seed, and when the conditions are just right, that is when the temperature is right and the seeds are getting enough water and sunlight, they're able to grow into a baby plant. From there, if the conditions are still right, they can grow bigger and then they grow into a grown-up plant. After that, if the conditions are still good, they are sometimes able to produce flowers, and then these flowers, when they're pollinated, turn into seeds, and those seeds can travel lots of different ways, by wind, water, or by being edible, like a really tasty fruit. And from there, the life cycle starts all over again with a seed. So today we are going to be exploring the Lent Garden, and together we're going to figure out what the different life stages some of the plants in the garden are. All right, let's go. So the first plants that we're going to look at today are these lettuce plants. What stage of life do you think these lettuce plants are in? If you know, you can shout it out. That's right, they are baby plants, and when they grow bigger into grown-up plants, they're going to be really tasty lettuce. All right, let's go see another. Next up are these chives. What life stage do you think they're in? Yeah, that's right. These are flowering plants, and I see some bees buzzing around that will help to pollinate so that soon they'll be able to produce seeds. All right, how about this artichoke plant? What stage of life do you think it's in? That's right, this is a grown-up plant. Although if we take a closer look over here, there is a flower growing, which is an artichoke. So that means that this plant is starting to enter into the phase of being a flowering plant. All right, let's take a look at these plants down here. You've probably seen these before. These are dandelions, and we have multiple different life stages here. Let's take a closer look at this one right here. What life stage do you think this plant is in? This is kind of tricky, but this plant is actually in the life stage of starting to produce seeds, because each one of these little fluffies that blows away when you make a wish on a dandelion has a seed attached to it. And then let's take a look at this one. What life stage do you think this plant is in? That's right, this one is a flowering plant. And once this flower has been pollinated, this will be the next life stage that it will enter into. All right, so for this last one, I took a little detour from the garden. This here is a pine tree. What stage of life do you think it's in? Yeah, so although this plant is far from reaching its maximum size, it has already started to produce some seeds. And this tree is different from some of the plants that we looked at in the garden because it's not a flowering plant. And instead, it reproduces by making cones. And you can see there are already a couple cones on this tree. So although plants have similar life stages, those life stages can vary species by species. For example, some plants can have a shorter life cycle and some plants can have a much longer life cycle and live a lot longer. So your garden challenge after watching this video is to find 2 plants or more that are in the same stage of life and compare and contrast them. You could find plants that are in your yard or in a park or while going for a walk, but make sure that you're always being safe and that someone knows where you are. Also, in garden class, we always respect all living things, so you won't need to pick any plants for this activity, and remember to be respectful of the plants. All right, talk to you soon. Miss Cat.